Well, hello there, Catherine Langman here, and welcome back to the Productpreneur Success podcast. And super excited about today's episode. And it's going to be all about building your email list. Bear with me, I'm going to make it good. So the other weekend, a couple of weekends ago, I decided to venture out of my den, out of my cozy home, and into some actual shops. I actually just needed to buy some new Ugg boots. Of course, it happens when the weather turns cold. It's like Murphy's Law. That's, of course, when my old Ugg boots were going to fall apart. So anyway, I went to a shopping centre that's not far from my home, and I was just kind of browsing in and out of some various different stores. I did get my Ugg boots, but, whilst you're there, you just have a look around, right? And inevitably, I was asked several times by shop assistants, "Can I help you with anything?" And usually I would just reply, "No, thanks, just browsing." And, I'd have a bit of a look around and then walk out of the store. Now, let's not, spend this episode dissecting how those shop assistants may have been able to ask me some better questions and end up with a better result. That's not what we're talking about today, but instead, let's relate this to this experience, which I'm sure you've all had, to your website and your customers' experience on your website, because your online store is just like a physical store where people are going to come in and they're going to visit your website, and they're probably not going to buy right away, right? They're just browsing. And so this is why it's really imperative that you entice as many of these website visitors to subscribe to your list as you humanly possibly can. And so, like I spoke about on the podcast a few weeks ago, I am advocating that you grow a list of both email subscribers and SMS subscribers and use Klaviyo for this. But then once you have them on your list, of course, you can then use the power of Klaviyo and automation to convert more of those browsers into and subscribers into actual buyers on autopilot, which of course is a much more leveraged approach to retail compared to a single shop assistant in a brick and mortar store. But when it comes to actually enticing people to subscribe, there are so many different ways that you can grow your list. And I'm not going to necessarily talk about all of them today, but just even up front, I want to say most brands even still aren't doing a very good job of this. And I do hear a lot of people they complain to me that they personally hate receiving email or SMS, and therefore they don't want to send them in case they annoy their customers. But, that's just silly. You're in the business to make money. So, not sending emails isn't going to help you achieve that. But plus, you're not actually forcing people to subscribe to your list. The people who choose to subscribe are actually requesting for you to send them stuff. So not doing that is a little bit disrespectful, really. So don't be that person who assumes that everybody feels the same as you. Instead, you need to follow the data. Okay, so I've got that bit off my chest. But before we move on, let me just quickly touch on 5 really awesome benefits that you will enjoy if you really master building your list and using that list with email and SMS. Number 1, you get to build relationships with your customers. It's a really great way to keep in touch with your customers and really build strong relationships with them over time, sending them, regular content, product launches, other sort of updates that, might be help keep your brand top of mind, really, and help increase trust and things like that with your audience. It's very effective at driving more sales. Duh, I just said that before. It really is one of the most effective ways to drive sales in an online store. It has one of, if not the highest conversion rates of pretty much any marketing channel. And so, really want you to be using it it's going to help you convert more new customers, as well as help you retain customers and enjoy, repeat orders on a more frequent basis as well. And just quickly, recency, frequency, they're 2 really, really important metrics that you want to check in on every now and again, because obviously, if you can encourage your customers to come back and buy multiple times, but in a shorter time frame, you're going to be making more money. It's that speed to order that can be quite influential to your growth trajectory. Third benefit really is that increased customer engagement. So, with using email and SMS marketing, you can really you can create those really highly targeted campaigns that are designed to engage your customers, encouraging them to interact with your brand. We can use a lot of personalization in this. We can use predictive analysis as well using a tool like Klaviyo. So we can make product recommendations. We can use dynamic content as well. Like, there's so many cool things that you can do with Klaviyo that are going to help with, that increased customer engagement and, of course, conversion. It's going to help, email and SMS helps you to reach and convert a wider audience. Like I was saying before, you can really increase that conversion. And it's a cost-effective way to do so because the conversion rate is so high. And then, of course, it's highly measurable. We can really measure and track your results and the success and the return on investment with a channel like email marketing, because people have opted into your Klaviyo database. They have given you permission to track track their browsing and purchase behavior. And so we have clarity around that information, which is amazing. And of course, the bigger your list is, the more that you can enjoy those benefits and you can really amplify and grow your results. So list building, always be list building, right? And I always say, even, if your list only has a handful of subscribers on it right now, and, they're your own 3 alternate email addresses, Gmail addresses, your mum and your dog. I'm exaggerating, I know. But you really need to be getting into the habit of consistently growing your list and sending out your regular campaigns now. Start as you mean to go on is such a great philosophy. It works with children, it works with dogs, and it works with businesses. All right, so let's look at what other e-commerce businesses are doing with their list building. So I kind of strapped up for a gentle stroll through the internet to check out the range of different opt-ins and whatnot that are being used by e-commerce businesses, big and small, so that I could give you a little bit of an idea of the good, the bad, and the brilliant. And however, that gentle stroll turned into a little bit of a trek. I was amazed at how many brands really still aren't using this effectively in their business. Most businesses whose websites I visited had a space, or a pop-up inviting me to sign up to our email newsletter and receive X% off your first order. Now, granted, not everybody's using the word newsletter, but, if you are, let me ask you a question. When is the last time you woke up in the morning and thought to yourself, I really must sign up to some more email newsletters today? I don't receive enough newsletters, which is a bit ridiculous, right? I just don't believe that anyone is motivated to receive more newsletters. And I'm talking about the word here. Of course, as a business, you want to grow your email list and you want to be sending regular campaigns to that list. Because that is, as we have now established, an incredibly important part of driving consistent sales in your business. But the term newsletter is not what we want to use. It's just not going to be the most effective way to convert new subscribers in, get them onto your list in the first place or convert them into your buyers. And by newsletter, I'm also kind of talking about the kind of content that goes out as well. We don't want to be seeing these really long magazine style emails that have lots and lots of different articles and segments of content and things like that in it, right? This is just not how it works anymore. But also, if you think about the way that you might operate as a marketer, if you are just using, growing a newsletter list, is that, if you think about it, if you add all of your new subscribers onto one list and then send the same content to that entire list, and that's the only way that you're using your email list, that's going to have the same content going out to new subscribers and also people who've been on your list for ages, whether they've bought 100 years ago or they've never bought or whatever. There's no distinction between the stage of the buying journey that these subscribers are at, or their preferences. If you have a big range of products, there's no, you're not, there's no distinction. Where's that word that I was thinking about? There's no distinction between, what they actually have bought or what they might be interested in. Some of these subscribers will be at the very beginning of their buying journey with you, and older ones are a lot further on, or they might be lapsed. But also I just want to say, like, using a discount is not really, it's not the only way of offering value to your target market. Yes, it's a nice enticement for someone who's ready to buy right now. And for a small number of brands, it's the only offer that works. But don't be lazy and just assume that that's you, okay? Because it's not the only way that you can grow your email list. So if you have the whole sign up and get 10% discount or something like that, and you're not taking the time to educate your customer about your product as well, like you're literally just sending people straight to your newsletter list, then you're leaving some serious cashola on the table. So, we just don't want to squander this opportunity. So we want to be always list building, because growing an email list is so critically important to the longevity and growth trajectory and profitability of your business. And obviously, if we're always list building, then we get that snowball effect, because, yes, email marketing and SMS marketing has this high conversion rate and a fantastic ROI, but we need to be getting the compound interest on that by continuously growing our email list, right? So let's go through 3 effective ways that you can grow your email list, and then none of them are pop-ups, okay? And the first one that I want to share with you is the spinning wheel, or the spin to win type opt-in. Now, I know, and I've certainly been one who has thought this. I know a lot of people think they're a bit tacky, and they won't be right for every brand, but a lot of brands would do very well with them and won't give them a try because they think they are tacky. And so I want to share with you why they can work so well. Number one, it gamifies the whole sign up process. There's a whole lot of engagement and human interaction with the subscriber that, they're actually, almost physically interacting with this thing. I mean, I know they're pressing buttons on their phone or their laptop. It's not like they're at the down the pub and pulling a lever on the pokies. So it's not like that. But, it is a very a fun gamified way for a potential customer to sign up with you. And, there's the anticipation of, which one are you going to get? Which offer are you going to get? Which prize are you going to get? Are you going to be a winner? Are you just going to get something really lame? So there's a whole lot of engagement and fun involved in this type of a opt-in experience. So that fun experience, can really capture the website visitors' attention, and it also then really encourages them to take action as well. So once they've won their prize, then because they're so busily interacting with this, they're much more likely to take action. And so statistics show that this kind of an opt-in can actually increase opt-in rates by 5 to 20%. Now, before recording this episode, I looked up what the average e-commerce opt-in rate is for subscription forms, and it's about 3.5 to 3.75% is the average opt-in rate. So if you can increase that by 20%, you're doing really, really well, right? Or up to 20%. And now, before you're worried about, trying to use one of these apps out of the box and they just look all like bubblegum flavors and colors rather, you can tailor them to your branding. You can edit the settings. You can limit people's ability to game the system. You definitely don't need to have it set to show and pop up the minute somebody lands on your website. I would say don't do that with any kind of pop-up, because it's really intrusive and annoying. You want to give people a little bit of a chance to have a look around your website and your products first. But you can tailor and edit it, and it doesn't have to be like big discounts either. You can have small discounts. You can have free shipping. You can have gifts with purchase, and all those sorts of things. And you can repeat some of them around, and you can also have I'm sorry you haven't won today if you want to be that game. All right, so that's the first list builder that I want to mention. The second is a gift with purchase offer. Now, why is a gift with purchase offer so effective? Now, gift with purchase offer, just in terms of, the tech that you would use to grow your list with this, you can use this on a pop-up form, you can use it on a flyout, you can use it on a click to win little icon on your website, you can use it on a landing page, an embedded form, wherever people might go, and literally use it in all of those places. You don't just limit it to one. Why I like a gift with purchase is there's a few different reasons. Number one, if you can get a gift with purchase that actually converts with your audience, you are going to protect your average order value because you're not discounting it. And you are going to, and therefore make more money, right? So if your average order value is normally $50 and then you offer a 10% discount, then you're taking $5.50 off that, versus if you offer a gift with purchase that costs you less than that $5.50 to offer, then you're actually better off in terms of profit as well as average order value, right? Not discounting and instead offering a value add like this, it actually can help build a value-based brand, a higher end perceived brand versus a more of a discount brand. So offering a discount incentive can sometimes feel like it's cheapening your brand. And so, if you can avoid using a discount and you can get a gift with purchase to convert better for you, then that's another really good reason to do that. Another really good reason to do it is that it's, going to help you to build a list full of higher quality subscribers that aren't, your discount shoppers or your free pool. Now, there are other times where I would advocate for using a giveaway to build your email list, and I'm not going to enter into that discussion on this episode. I've done some episodes on that before, and you can do giveaways in a way that does actually help to attract the right people on your list and get them to fall in love with your stuff so that they aren't just free pool. But we do want to avoid those sorts of discount shoppers and free pool getting, taking over our list, because then you kind of can fall into a bit of a habit over time of needing to run discounts in order to get sales all the time. And so yeah, building a higher quality list. Actually, just as an aside, I might talk, just mention here that there are a small number of different buyer types. So you will have discount shoppers. That's one kind of buyer type. You have, in your database, you're going to have some lapsed customers as well, but then you're going to have your I want what's new buyer type, and you're going to have your high kind of volume buyers. So people like me who don't go shopping very often, and then when they do, they just buy everything all at once. So, if you can try and build a list that has more of those higher spend customer types and the I want what's new customer types, and then obviously service those people with the right sorts of products and new products and content and offers and things like that, then you're going to be in a better place. Anyway, moving on. Having a gift with purchase offer can often increase conversion rates as well. Particularly if you also sell that free gift item in your store, and customers can actually see what it would cost them to buy, so that they can see what the value is that they're getting. The other really cool thing is that it can help with customer loyalty, because the freebie helps them to have maybe a little bit better experience or result with their first purchase. So an example here would be my past client and good friend Lou Duggan from Cake to the Rescue. If you visit her store, you'll see her pop-up offer as a gift with purchase offer. It's kind of like an accessory product that she sells in her store, so you can see what it would cost to buy it just off the shelf. But also it's an item that helps customers. It's not necessary for customers to have it in order to use the main product. That would be like selling a car without a steering wheel. You can't do that. But it is an accessory that would help them, use the main product more easily and get a better result with it, without too much fuss and all of that kind of stuff. So that's another reason why a gift with purchase offer can work well. And a gift with purchase can also, if you do it right, it can also encourage customers to trial different products in your range, which could then lead to repeat purchases down the track as well. Now, what you don't want to do is give a gift with purchase of an item that might be a cheaper alternative of the one that they're buying, because then first of all, they're going to have two things to use that do the same thing, and so therefore they're not going to need to come back and spend money with you for a lot longer. But secondly, you might end up downgrading them to a cheaper product in your range versus the one that they may have bought up front. But it's also just a wasted opportunity. If you sell a number of products in your store, and and they're products that people use up and they need to come back and get again and again, you want people to want to repurchase more than one item, because then obviously the lifetime value of that customer is going to double. So that can be very, very worthwhile. Now, the third and final list building option that I want to introduce to you today, well, maybe not introduce, but mention today, is quizzes, product selection quizzes. So why can these work so well? Now, people don't always know what product to choose, right? So an example might be if you sell skincare, or skincare is a prime example, or makeup. Those are two product categories that is very difficult to make a decision online. Also, recently I bought a new pillow, and it was a pillow range where they have different options depending on whether you've got a short neck or a long neck, whether you're a back sleeper or a side sleeper, and all of that kind of stuff. And so again, how do you know which one's the right one to choose, right? And when customers are presented with this conundrum online, rather than making a wrong decision, they make no decision. And so we don't want to be in that boat where customers aren't buying from us because they can't figure out what to choose. So product selection quizzes can really help customers to make that right selection, and that is going to encourage them to then end up buying versus not making a purchase decision, right? Now, product selection quizzes can work exceptionally well because, again, they're interactive and engaging. So by the time the customer has gone through the quiz, they're much more likely to buy. It's almost like they have a little bit more control or ownership over the decision. They definitely have a lot more confidence that they're making the right decision. Their desire for that product is then intensified as well. That I want it because it's going to fix my problem right now or meet my need right now. And then also, the trust or belief that they're making the correct decision is a lot higher too. And so, of course, that's going to lead to a higher conversion rate. If you have a situation with, those sorts of products where people are unsure what is the right product to choose, then, when you take that risk out of it for them, that whole risk reversal process is, it's going to lead to increased conversions. So not only does this lead to, increase the likelihood that the customer is going to convert and buy from you, but it also means that when they get onto your email list, they're actually segmented in your database based on that product selection. And so that means that you can actually send them into highly relevant, segmented, automated email flows, which will, again, lift your conversion rates a lot, from email. And plus, you can also sync that list segment to your Facebook and Google ad audiences, and show them much more highly relevant retargeting ad messaging. And with your Facebook ads, you can actually then create lookalikes from that audience as well, and showcase ad content that's going to be super relevant for people who want that kind of product, right? So that's just by the by. Now, to use a quiz to actually grow your list, you do need to have an opt-in form that sits between the questions and the answers. So basically, customer goes through the quiz after they've answered some questions. So obviously, you need to ask the questions first, so you know what products you're going to recommend. But then you put the form before you give them the answers or show them the product recommendations. Now, I would suggest that you're going to also get a better opt-in rate here if you entice them with some sort of offer or incentive, as well as the personalized recommendation. I mean, the personalized recommendation, that's going to help just on its own in terms of conversion rates, but it won't help you build your email list. So we want to try and get them on the email list. I would suggest maybe even combining it with the gift with purchase offer here might work super well. Now, what do you use to do a quiz like that? So there's a number of quiz apps on the market. We're actually starting to use a quiz app called Quiz Kit app, which works with Shopify. And the cool thing about this app is that you can create some really great landing pages at the end that showcase the relevant recommended products and have all of the the content and formatting on a landing page that's going to lift add to cart rates and conversion rates as well. Not least of which would be social proof, right? Anywho, those are the 3 really effective ways to grow your email list that you may not have already tried that I really wanted to share with you today. And I would actually recommend trying to work up to using all of them or at least 2 of them, so test what works best to grow your list as well as to convert sales from your list. 2 really important things there. Now, obviously, once you get people onto your list, you then need to send out regular emails, and that can often be an area where people get stuck. So something that might help you a little bit with that sort of planning of what content to send is my new free resource, my content planning guide and template. So if you haven't already got a copy of this and you would like to have it, you can get it today. Just head to katherinelangman.com/content-planner. And we'll make sure to include that link on the podcast show notes page as well. But for now, that's it for today's episode. Now, if you need some help, growing your email list or just generating more website traffic and sales in your online store, and you really just need some help with that, give me a shout, because this is what I do day in, day out. I love it. I teach my coaching clients this, and we do this for our, agency clients as well. So, even if you're just interested in exploring what that help might look like, you're invited to book in a free e-commerce strategy session with us, and we can just talk about your goals and what are the best strategies and opportunities for you to launch, scale, or grow your business. So if you want to book in a free strategy session, just head to katherinelangman.com/work-with-me. And of course, we will include that link on the podcast show notes page as well. For now, I really hope you have a fabulous rest of the day, a fabulous rest of the week, and I will be back on the show with you again next week. Bye for now.